Have you ever wondered what it would look like to take a centuries-old tradition of community support and plug it right into your smartphone? Well, that's exactly the idea behind the Bayt Al Mal app. It's really a modern treasury for a timeless problem. How can a community give and receive help with total, complete trust? So let's dive in and see how it all works. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the big idea, reimagining this treasury. Then we'll meet the key players who make it all happen. After that, we'll follow a request's journey from start to finish, see how you can join, and finally, we'll see how this all leads to a system of, well, radical transparency. So, what happens when you take a historical model for community welfare and build it for the 21st century? You get a system that totally honors tradition, but it adds the speed and the see-through clarity that we expect in pretty much every part of our digital lives now. Okay, so what exactly is a Bayt Al Mal? Well, at its heart, it's a community's public treasury. Think of it like a shared pool of resources, managed like a real financial institution, and it's all there to support people in need and just make the whole community stronger. The concept is ancient, for sure, but this digital take on it is, well, it's pretty revolutionary. This really shows you the fundamental shift we're talking about. I mean, on one hand, you have the old way, just a tangled mess of paperwork, a lot of uncertainty, a total black box where you're not sure where the money goes. And on the other hand, you have a streamlined digital process where every single dollar is traceable. It gives the entire community a crystal clear view. Now, a system like this is built on trust, right? And trust requires absolute clarity on who does what. So let's meet the key players and see the specific roles that make this whole thing structured and, totally fair. Okay, so check out how these roles lock together to create this amazing chain of accountability. You've got the Emir, who's the final decision maker. Then there's the secretary, acting as that first line of review, checking all the details. The treasurer is the financial guardian. They handle the money. And maybe most importantly, you have the members. They are the absolute heart of the system, contributing funds and raising requests for help. All right, so we know the who. Now let's get into the what. We're going to trace the exact path a request for help takes, from the very second it's submitted to the moment that support actually gets delivered. And you know what? The process itself is so beautifully simple. It's just 4 elegant steps. A member submits a request, the secretary verifies it, the Emir approves it, and the treasurer disperses the funds. See? Each step is a built-in check, making sure every single request is handled with fairness and care. So it all starts right here, inside the app. A member can pick a category, something like basic need help, and then fill in all the details. The very moment they hit that submit button, that chain of accountability we just talked about, it kicks into gear. And you can literally watch the request move through each stage. It goes from new to verified all the way to the Emir's final decision. Once it's stamped approved, the treasurer releases the funds and marks it completed, which closes the loop with total transparency for everyone to see. Okay, so this all sounds fantastic, right? But how do you actually get started? Let's walk through the super simple and secure process of joining your own community's treasury. The whole thing is just a straightforward 3-step process, and it's designed this way specifically to keep the community a trusted and verified space. First, you pop in a unique auth code. Second, you create your profile. And third, you get that final thumbs up from the Emir. First things first, you need the key to get in the door, so to speak. Every community has its own unique authorization code. You just pop that code in right here, and that makes sure you're connecting to the right group of people. So once you're pointed to the right community, the next step is just creating your user profile. It's really simple, just your name, phone number, and email. It's just so you can be identified within the group. Okay, and then your request to join lands with the community's Emir for one final check. Now this right here, this is the crucial security step. It's what keeps the group private and trusted. Once the Emir authorizes your account and sends a little welcome message, you're officially in. And just like that, you're in. This dashboard becomes your new home base. From here, you can track your own contributions, you can see the status of community requests, and you can fully participate in your community's mission of supporting one another. It's pretty cool. All right, let's pull back for a second and just look at the big picture. What makes this whole system so darn effective? Well, it really just boils down to one core idea: creating a completely transparent and secure place for giving. I mean, the benefits here are just so powerful. The workflow is crystal clear. You can make contributions flexibly, access is secure and based on your role, which prevents any kind of mismanagement. And probably the most important part, Every single action is logged, which guarantees total transparency and traceability. And this is what that transparency actually looks like. You get reports that break down every request by category, so you can see exactly where the community's funds are going. Is it for education, basic needs, or maybe disaster relief? You know precisely the kind of impact the community is making. And even with all this modern tech, the system is really built on a timeless principle, which is captured so perfectly in this quote. It's this idea that small, individual contributions, when you bring them all together, can multiply and create an absolutely incredible impact for everyone.